Hey everybody out there today, this is Jeremy Sykes. Hey, I just wanted to bring you to my next episode of Why Do They Do It? And I am just so lucky and so blessed to have a fantastic guest on today. Um, I met this individual in Austin, Texas, right around 6 months ago. And I can tell you by meeting this individual, it really changed a lot about my life. Um, this particular lady, she is with Magic Mates, and she does a lot with the dating and the marriage scene. And I can tell you, I already had an absolutely fabulous marriage, and I still do, with my wife Mindy, as many of you know from our videos. However, I didn't realize how much better things could get until I had talked with Wenty Hill, which is my guest coming up. And I can't wait for you to talk with and meet Wenty because she is a fabulous life changer in many ways. But today we're going to talk a little bit about Wenty's Magic Mates. And basically, let me give you a quick overview of Wenty. She has been on national syndicated television, radio shows, and she's even appeared in the Boston Globe. She's done a lot with her education. She's taken over 1,000 classes to help educate, inform, and help people change their dating and marriage lives over the last 35 years. So I feel very honored to have her on today. So I'd like to introduce to you Wenty. And how you doing today, Wenty? It's good to see you.
Terrific, Jeremy, and this feels like it's my honor. I think you and Mindy are awesome. How does it get any better than this, that I get to talk with you today? Thank
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're just really glad to have you on, and if you could just, maybe, I understand the focus of Magic Mates is obviously not just helping people to get married, but to help them stay married. And you have a pretty terrific track record of this. As I understand, you have thousands of marriages with a very, very few breakups or divorces. So your success rate is really high. And I can tell you personally, just from not that me and Mindy needed a lot of work, but just from some of the great and awesome tips that you have taught us, we are just absolutely thrilled, and I very much apologize. Um, but just from the awesome tips that we have received from you, it has just even increased the power of our marriage, and we are just so blessed to have you. And we wanted to bring you out today to just find a little bit out about Magic Mates and why you do Magic Mates, and how when people out there are looking to improve that, how you're the person that they need to come talk to. So if you could just tell us a little bit about of an overview about what it is that you actually do in Magic Mates.
That's a great question. I always wonder how this is happening because it is indeed what I call magic. It's always a surprise. It's so different than the other dating services, and I don't even consider myself a dating service. It's a blend of magic and how do I make people happy, and looking at how I can get people their dreams. And a lot of people are frustrated out there, as you know, not finding and keeping their mate. The whole situation is pretty tough. I just feel driven to helping people not just get, but more importantly, to keep their mate. And because of that drive, I've just always wanted to be about this. Since I was 18 years old, I always wanted to get people married, and I used to put people together all the time when I was younger. And I find I don't need to do that so much more. The business seems to do that itself. I just am driven to helping people get married and stay married. It makes me happy. It's my passion. And especially recently, I had some people say to me, 2 days in a row, they said, Wenty, this is what you're the best at. People I've been coaching, I really think you've got to be getting back to doing this full time. And it took those two people 2 different days to make me wake up. This is my passion. It's what I love to do the most and what I'm the best at. And all I want to do is serve and help people get married and stay
Well, that's fabulous, and I'll tell you what, I know certainly, just not for myself, but I've witnessed in person when we were in Texas together. I witnessed the power that you have with other individuals, and how that you're able to not only, I hate to use the word influence, but how you're able to just change people with your pure presence, and you bring a lot of life to individuals just with your conversation. So, the power I know that we personally got from it, I could never thank you enough. Um, so, what are some of what do you think, if you don't mind me asking, are some of the beliefs that others may have when it comes to like maybe the dating relationship scene, some of the opportunities? I hate to use the word problems, but maybe some of the opportunities that you see there with the belief systems.
Boy, I love that question because um, I hear so many people are lonely. I see the hopelessness out there in the dating scene. I see the fear that they'll never find a mate. I see the lack thinking that they're not important or worthy because their track record isn't that they've attracted and kept a healthy relationship. A lot of people have been married many times, but they seem to be attracting the same person with a different body each time, the same personality traits, the same destructive, um, non-life enhancing characteristic. And I just really feel people's hopelessness around the subject. A lot of people are actually have quit and they're living in front of a box. They're living in front of their TV and they're living in front of their computer because it's a way to hide and feel safe. It's just really scary out there. Talking to someone of the opposite sex or someone that they want to be in a relationship with, it just feels like it's not possible with so many people. And a lot of people have sex and love addiction. They have no idea they have it. So they're attracting exactly what they don't want and they have no idea they're doing that. I could go on for about an hour about the problems because we're being programmed through TV. I'm not saying anything bad about the media. I don't mean it like that. It's just that what's selling right now is sarcasm, male bashing with women, female bashing with men. It's very hip. It's very the thing to do, and it's totally dysfunctional and doesn't work for any relationship to stay healthy. To be in that negative vibe. And you talk a lot about this, Jeremy. You're very optimistic, very powerful, very positive. One of the reasons I'm nuts about you and Mindy. And you have what it takes to not just to stay married, but you had it in the beginning. This is part of characteristics. The reason you attracted Mindy was you had individually done the work it took to have yourself be at this uh, level to be able to attract the perfect mate. And you can see it's gotten better and better with your commitment. People don't realize this is not something you're going to know from birth. Nobody comes in with this knowledge on how to get married and stay married, especially with all the negative programming that they're barraged with their family, with their friends, with the media. It just is not easy out there nowadays to get where you want to be with relationships.
Yeah, that's awesome because I have to agree even through some of my personal experiences, which I won't get into right now. You can read more about that in my story from my blog. However, I couldn't agree with you more, and I just think a lot of it, and I agree with you, is just giving up the selfishness within and turn more into a selfless person. But I'll tell you, I know personally you've got a lot more in-depth insight on that is just A plus in my opinion. Um, so what are some of the solutions and as far as like magic mates, what kind of solution does that provide as far as to some of these perceptions and beliefs in individuals or couples, I should say?
Well, actually, most of the people that work with me are single, wanting to be married. I do get individuals that want to be in relationship, um, and they don't want to be married. That's fine, but um, some of the solutions, it's really the work is a very intense, 15-week system, very well developed over the years. It's very specific work with homework every week. And it's fast paced. There's a lot of OJT, which means when the person comes in your life, we do the on the job training to go into depth on skill set and what to do at this point with exactly what you have. And there's more than enough education. That's a lot of my work is teaching, is education, to teach the skill set it takes to both attract and, more importantly, to keep that dream mate. See, people out there are a lot of matchmakers out there, but they're teaching, they're just getting somebody married. It's not really a teaching thing at all. And so you get sometimes lifetime service. So when you finish with this one, you get to be ready for the next one. I mean, I don't like to think you're there. It's about, you can get married to one person and stay married to that one person your whole life. Or I want to provide the education it takes. And this is very, very in-depth. It's very fast-paced, somewhat intense. It's not for everyone. And know that the 15 weeks are going to be incredibly, incredibly full, and a lot of the work is done with homework. Like you said, it's about self-esteem. That's the least of it. There's a million facets I'm working on. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm working with the person on every level of who they are, what they do with their career, what they love, their passion, what they could be doing to jump out of bed in the morning. There's so much going on here. It's a holistic work in the true sense of the word. It's working with the whole person. I'm not just working on success. I'm working on every facet of who they are, the image, every piece, and definite skill sets on the dating service that sometimes can look really, really old in its derivation. Some of the stuff I teach is really old-fashioned. But you know something? The stuff that's going on out there is not working. It may be hip, but it's not working. That's what I call fast food romance right now, what's going on out there. And that fast food romance is not keeping anybody married. You know, they can go to McDonald's and get a burger. They can go to a dating service and get their fast food romance. But how about the people that truly want to commit to being of service to a mate, really willing to do what it takes to have that, to be the person that they want to receive the high level quality, what I call high level spiritual, low maintenance relationship. I hope you've heard that, low maintenance relationship. I teach that because it's not about the drama and trauma. That's actually the opposite of what works. So did that help a little bit, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think that's fantastic because you know the real awesome thing about it is what I like about what you do, Wenty, is the fact that you give something that most don't. Most people, when they're out there providing a service or a product to somebody, it's typically just, here, let me get you the service, the product. All right, thanks, see you later. And what's the best thing about you is you are more about, I hate to put it this way, but it's kind of the continuing education. But it is the truth. It's because progress is ongoing. It's not in a little package that you just give to somebody and say that's your whole fix. You know, in life, it's about an ongoing process of continuing to improve. You know, spiritually, mentally, physically, and that's what I love about what you do is you provide that to people in a way that it's ongoing. It's not just a one and done. You give people your heart and you give people what they truly are looking for and what they truly need, and not just some little thing wrapped up in a cute package. So you know that's really fabulous what you do.
Also, what they truly deserve. People
Yes.
do not like they truly deserve what I want to give them. That's a big difference. Most people do not feel deserving. And I want to say that. If whoever's watching this, you absolutely deserve to have the quality, high-level relationship of your dreams. You may not believe it, but believe me, working with me, you're going to get it. You deserve it.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly, and I think that may be one of the biggest blocks that people have is that they're not, that even if they don't realize that they sometimes don't think that they deserve the prosperity in their life. They don't believe that they deserve all the abundance that comes to them, and in fact, everybody. I don't even want to say entitled. They do. They deserve it though, and you are 100% right on that. because I think what you're doing here is you're doing something to where we're looking at the difference that really makes a change to people, and that's the key to what's
Now, I'd like to
important
go into the
here.
story that you mentioned. I've got, this is one of my favorite stories. I love this client. Now, I've got to tell you, this is a female that I worked with. I don't go into who she is. She'd been married to one of the very famous leader in the country. He had a monstrous business. If I said the business, you would know the person. You would know the person who owns the business. Very, very famous. And when she came to me, she was incredibly depressed and out of panic because her husband wanted a divorce. And I said to her, I can't make any promises for you, but I can definitely work with you and your life will be better, but I'm not going to promise you. I'm not going to make promises to people, that I will do my very best to help you be back in relationship with your mate, with the man that you want to be in relationship with. And it's going to be a lifestyle change. It's going to change everything because if he's wanting you to leave, that means you're doing a lot of stuff that's not working. So we worked together, and for a long time, in the old days, it used to take a long time, 6 months to a year to get people where I want to be, and that was making me nuts. It's way too long. I was working with for about 6 months, once a month, and I finally had to tell her because she wasn't getting the information from me being subtle. I had to say, you're narcissistic, that's not working, it's why your husband's trying to leave you. You're a wonderful, wonderful person, and you've got to stop that now. And we started, and it woke her up. I saw her eyes. She got it. She realized that was the problem. We started working on that. I got a call so it was really powerful from then on. She started to be looking at win-win-win situations. How could she be of service to her husband? How could she treat herself more respectfully? How could she make the world work better? How could she do? She started through service. How could she have a lifestyle change that was going to work to get her or towards keeping her married with this man? I received a phone call at 3 in the morning about a year later, and we had finished the piece that we had to do. I felt that she had all the knowledge she needed. At that point, her husband had not wanted to be back with her, but I could see that he was starting to want to talk with her more, and you could see that his attraction for her was back to what he had seen when he first met her. In other words, he was becoming more attracted to her. So we finished the work we had to do, and I received a phone call at 3 in the morning about a year later, and it was this woman calling me on the phone, crying, saying, Wenty, 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 I want to thank you so much for the work that you did with me. You're the first person I've called. I just had my first son, my first baby, and I want you to know, and I'm back with my husband. We're happily married. It's really working. And I want you to know that if I had not worked with you, I would never be back with this man I so totally love and love to contribute to his life, and he's been a real blessing for me, and I would never have this baby boy that I love so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's the story that just moves my heart, and I have so many of those, but that's my favorite story. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you. I just that's a fabulous story. I'm like sitting here trying to be manly still and not kind of tear up, but really it's great because I just that's what life's about. Life is about changing people. I don't want to say changing because we all have something great within us, and in every case, every time, the only opportunity is a lot of times we just don't allow those gifts to come to us. And I can speak from personal experience that I blocked a lot of things out of my life at one point. And when I just started being very grateful and very thankful for everything in my life, things really changed. And it wasn't that things really changed; I really changed. And that's kind of the point I want to get to now. Is that's what I love about you, Wenty, is you help to show people the changes that they have to make for themselves. Everything is there for you. It's a matter of making the change for yourself and taking a whole different view of the world, and it's all upon your choice. And that's not always an easy thing to do on your own. But what I can tell you what I can tell everybody that's viewing this about Wenty is that she is just phenomenal at helping people to understand them changes that they have to make. And you know, when you're looking for a difference in your dating or your relationships, working with Wenty, and I can tell you from a personal experience, just improving again, as I'm being redundant, upon my marriage, is that I just noticed just some amazing differences when I started making and then was willing to make the changes myself. So, you know, when you're looking to make that kind of change, and if you're serious about making that kind of change, I suggest that you get a hold of Wenty and and ask how you can get that change made for yourself. Because, you know, what I will tell you is that, you know, it is a premium service with a premium cost. But if you're open to changing your life, you will get premium results, and that's a guarantee. Well, you know, it's a guaranteed fact as long as you do the things that you're supposed to do on your end to make the difference in your life. That's my only disclaimer with it there. However, what I would suggest, would you like to have them contact you at your email, Wenty? Would that be the best way to start inquiring about the information on how they can begin to, you know, seek how they can change their lives through your assistance? Would that be the best way to do it?
That would be super. Thank you, John.
Okay, well, thank you. You can contact Wenty, and maybe let me make sure I got this right, at Magic Mates 33. That's Magic Mates 33 at gmail.com. I'm actually going to put a little thing up here, down here, as you'll see in the video, to that way you know how to get a hold of her. But you know, I just want to thank you for your time today, Wenty. And I want to thank everybody that came to watch the video today, because, you know, why do they do it? And that's something I'm real big on. Why does Wenty do it? Because, you know, I think that, and actually I don't think, I believe that relationships are sort of a lost art in this world, that people have kind of missed the point on. And I can tell you, why does Wenty do it? Because she's ready to see, and we're, as I am ready to see it, and hopefully you're ready to see, the differences that this life can have with relationships. Because I can tell you, when you have a strong relationship, it carries so much deeper than even the relationship. It changes your job. It changes your approach to your job. The change to your business. The change to your parenting. The change to how you approach your personal life, just as an individual. And when you get those changes made, it all starts with the good man or the woman behind the man or the woman. And that is exactly what Wenty can show you how to do. So definitely give her a yell at magicmates33 at gmail.com, and be prepared to get started on a journey that will change your life forever if you decide to allow it to. So again, I just want to thank you all coming out today, and I just am so blessed to have a great guest like you, Wenty, on today. I couldn't have been more fortunate to get to talk with you today. So thank you very much for everything that you do, not just for myself, but that you do for the world out there. You are a one-woman army changing this world, and I commend you for that. And I just wish you the best, and can't wait to continue working with you going forward, and looking forward to all the changes that you're going to make, and a lot of the people's lives that are watching this video today.
Thank you, Jeremy. You're wonderful. This has been really, really great. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, you know, thank you. I appreciate having you on. And ladies and gentlemen, why does Wenty do it? Wenty does it because she's ready to help change the landscape of the marriage and dating scene in a way that nobody else does it. So, again, for Wenty Hill, I'm Jeremy Sykes. I want to thank you for coming out here today for Why Do They Do It? Why do we do it? Because we love you, and we cannot wait to see you in your much improved lives. Take care, everybody, and have a fantastic day. We love you.